Robert was a librarian at the University of New Hampshire, and he was a librarian there for 50 years. Robert was a pretty frugal guy. He never went out to eat. He ate TV dinners. He drove a 1992 Plymouth, and he loved to read. At one point, he decided to read all the books in the library. He started with the books that were written in the 1930s and didn't stop until he had read 1,938 books. He had read them in chronological order. Robert died in 2015. And a couple of weeks after he died, the University of New Hampshire received a check from his estate for $4 million. Nobody was expecting it. Nobody thought that he was worth that kind of money, and he left only one instruction. He wanted $100,000 of the $4 million to go towards the library that he loved so much, but he said the university was free to use the rest of the money in whatever way that he wanted. And so the university, knowing his great love of reading, knowing his great love of books, knowing his severe dislike for anything extravagant, they decided to use the next $1 million of his estate on a new scoreboard for the football stadium. A football stadium that they had just spent $25 million renovating. Now, the university didn't do anything wrong, other than the request for $100,000 to go towards the library. He really did say that they could use the money in whatever way that they wanted, but there were a lot of people who were very upset with the university because they felt it was very obvious what Robert loved. And it seems like that what he loved didn't really matter all that much to anyone. This week, we're going to go through a section of Scripture in Luke chapter 16 that shows us very clearly that what you love really does matter, and it matters to God. In Luke chapter 16, Jesus told a story about two men, a rich man and a guy named Lazarus, and this is how it goes. This is how it starts. It says, "There was a rich man who was dressed in purple and fine linen and lived in luxury every day. At his gate was laid a beggar named Lazarus, covered with sores, and longing to eat what fell from the rich man's table. Even the dogs came and licked his sores." Two very different lives. Two very different descriptions of what people love during their lives, and as we'll see during the week, two very different outcomes for each of those lives. But the story illustrates the principle that what you love really does matter. It means something. And that was the case even for the person who's telling this story. What Jesus loved most in his life was you. It was you. "Greater love has no one than this," he once told his disciples, "that he laid down his life for his friends." He considered you his friends. He loved you, and that made a difference in his life. It made a difference in how he lived, in who he spent time with, in what he taught, and it also made a difference in how he died and why he did. He died loving you. What he loved made a difference in his life, and what he loved also made a difference in your life. And that difference is what we'll be talking about this week. Jesus was excessively rich in his love for you. Do you have a story about how someone in your life was excessively rich in their love towards you or for someone else? We'd love to hear about it and celebrate that love with you. Leave it in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.